Very Yankee bias, but whatever.
Hold on.
Shut up, bitch.
What is up, everyone? Watching on the Tru Heat Sports YouTube channel and watching on the Tru Heat Facebook and in your sports groups out there. How is everyone doing? Happy Tuesday night. We are here, Tru Heat Sports number 10, with another MLB Major League Baseball video. We are going to talk about the MLB trade deadline and everything that occurred for all the teams trying to make their moves, their playoff pushes for October success, and all the teams trying to fire sale and save some money and look towards the future. How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing out there in the chat? Please like this video, share this video if you see it on social media, and comment. We are live. Be a part of the live chat. Let us know what you think of how every team did as we go along here. What your favorite team might have done. I am True Heel Romeo, and joining me, three of my very good brothers. First, Chris G. in his Mets jersey. The Mets really disappointed me today. Did not show up for Jacob deGrom. Ruined all my parlays. How you doing, Chris?
Well, you know deGrom's back when the Mets can't hit.
On that note, our other Mets fan on the panel, Jay News. How are you doing, good brother? You didn't even bother with the deGrom start. You was like, I'm going to the movies.
Yeah, man. I mean, at the end of the day, brother, I knew it was going to happen. Just like Chris said. He picked five, he dominated. We didn't score a run. I said, fuck this. I'm going to watch Bullet Train.
That's it.
And someone in much better spirits, I think. The good brother, the Tru Draw Josh. How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing good. I'm satisfied with the trade deadline.
And so am I as a fellow Yankees fan. Let's just get right into this. The biggest news story of the trade deadline is what those San Diego Padres did. Now, we spoke about Juan Soto, whenever we had our last baseball stream. I think the common feeling was that would probably wait until the offseason to like get a deal of that magnitude done. But no.
Oh, yeah. Y'all was all wrong. Y'all were all wrong.
No. The San Diego Padres acquired Juan Soto and Josh Bell for Mackenzie Gore, Robert Hassel III, CJ Abrams, the young prospect shortstop, James Wood, Jarlin Susana, and Luke Voigt, who got tossed in the trade because Eric Hosmer was like, nah, I don't want to go to Washington. So Luke Voigt got sent into the trade. Wow. Are you how do you feel about the Padres? First, let me say really quickly, I like this move for the Padres. I like it a lot. They get 2 years of Juan Soto. If he does not want to re-sign a mega deal, they team Soto with Machado, Fernando Tatis. That is a trio of bats that any team, any pitching staff should fear. And who knows? Juan Soto may like it there, being with those two. They're all the same heritage. That might play a factor into him liking it there. Or who knows? He may want to go be the guy on his own team, like, I don't know, the Mets maybe, which is where he really wanted to go. Chris G, what did you think about this Juan Soto trade?
I mean, it's tough, right? Because it involves a lot of prospects, and you never know how prospects are gonna like pan out. Even though most of them have like big upside, like this was the best haul they can get, right, in terms of prospects. So I can't really give this a grade until we see what goes on in a couple of years. It's like now that for instance, we're grading like the Edwin Diaz trade and shit like that. This is like 3 years after the trade with Robinson Cano and all that shit. Like you got to give these kind of trades some time before you can properly grade them. But for right now, it's still an A+ because you get Soto for 2 more years at least. So. And I'm pretty sure he'll resign. I think he'll like it there. San Diego's not. It's a big market. It's not LA, but it's still big.
What do you think, Josh?
It was a good move for San Diego. They probably still won't beat the Dodgers, so that would be a good thing. But besides that, I mean, yeah, I think they got the best deal possible at this short amount of time. I know a lot of people were big on this young guy, Abrams. I know everybody wanted him, and that's what they got. So I think he was, I don't want to say he was the centerpiece, but I know there was a lot of fans who were bringing him up. And then the whole Eric Hosmer situation was pretty funny because honestly, it's just crazy that how somebody like that, somebody his caliber, had a no trade clause that was given a no trade clause and pretty much almost this close to ruining the deal. But they were like, oh no, it's not going to ruin anything. It's not going to ruin anything. We're still going to do this. But yeah, I think San Diego, I think they had the best. I think they had the best trade because I mean, you get Juan Soto. That's a freaking. You're talking about the future of baseball right there. So I mean, it depends. Like what Chris said, it's gonna take time, but then also, I mean, they have 2 years left. They have two years of control of him. So anything could happen. He could end up wanting to stay, or he could leave. And if he leaves, then you could probably regrade it and say like, maybe it wasn't a good thing for San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, depending what they did while he was there. And by the Juan Soto, 23 years old still. I think the youngest all-star to ever get traded at the trade deadline on the year he was an all-star. Jay News, what do you think about all this?
I mean, honestly, I feel like this is not that okay. So for right now, just to grade the actual trade, it's an A+ for the San Diego Padres. I like Chris said, like Josh said, we have to wait and see on the Washington part. Like Washington traded Trey Turner last year to the Dodgers. They just got a shortstop back in this deal a year later. So in CJ Abrams. So it's like, all right, so now they replaced Trey, but who's replacing Juan Soto? Right? Because that young outfielder, he's not gonna be in the majors for another 2 to 3 seasons, maybe. Right? Mackenzie Gore has been iffy this year. CJ Abrams hasn't been able to hit. His defense is strong. He's got that plus speed, but he can't get on base, right? Because he hasn't adapted to major league pitching as of yet. So it's like, and then Luke Voit, he fills the DH role because Josh Bell is gone, right? Like I feel like the San Diego Padres got away with highway robbery at the end of the day, because like and to Josh's point, like they still have to contend with the Dodgers. Are they better than the Dodgers, right? And it's like, well, the lineup is good, but is their pitching going to hold up at the end of the day? So it's like I don't know. And that whole Eric Hosmer thing, like, you get what you barter for at the end of the day, right? So he was able to put that trade clause, that no trade clause in his contract. So he vetoed the trade, but Luke Voit was able to fill the role, and then Hosmer gets flipped over to Boston or whatever. So it's like, all right, all these moving pieces. Juan Soto's in San Diego. San Diego's a fantastic city, but taxes over there are a bitch. So I don't know if Juan Soto's going to want to stay there long term if he wants all that green at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, I don't think San Diego's either is going to have. I mean, if they want $1 billion freaking payroll, that's up to them.
Yeah,
but like they already paid Tatis, they paid Manny, they just paid Musgrove yesterday or whatever. And I was like, you're going to have to pay Juan Soto at least by the time that contract is up, $500 million, maybe.
Yeah, I think Soto's he's gonna get the biggest contract in history. I think that's what's gonna end up happening.
500?
Yeah, I think it's possible. I think he touches 500. I think what it is. Yeah, I think what it is for him. I think he either gets the most money, like 500, with a bunch of years, or he's probably gonna get less years for a lot more money. I think that's what's gonna happen.
If you're gonna give him some monster number like that, you got to make it like 15 years or something, like all the way to like 38.
That's what Washington was trying to do to him, right? With the 440 for 15, and he didn't want that. Like if he was to get 440 for 10, he would have taken that shit in a heartbeat. And that's $44 million a year.
Yeah,
he would have taken that in a heartbeat if it was 440 for 10.
not only that, but Washington, that's kind of, I don't want to say it's a lowball offer, but if you think about it, 15 years, that's less than $30 million a year. And with the market that is today, he's worth more than that. So, it would have
especially
definitely
in
would have been a
5
lower
years.
deal.
In
Yeah, it
5
would have
years,
been a
maybe
lower
worth
deal
more,
if he would have took it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel you. But to answer Chase's question, San Diego has to pay Soto. Otherwise, what's the point of the trade? The point of the trade is that they have 2 more years of control over Juan Soto, right? And if they don't win a World Series within the next 3 playoff seasons, they can flip him and get all those prospects they just lost back. So the San Diego's not losing here at all.
True.
The AJ Preller is a smart ass GM. He knows what he's doing at the end of the day. So this whole was Soto worth it? Of course he's worth it because he's still going to be good in 2 years. He's only going to be 25.
Not only that,
Well,
not only that, but San Diego, they tend to do like these short-term moves. They tend to go more short-term than long-term, like what the future holds for them. So this was like a move that like it fits them because it's like even if you don't keep them, this is what you guys wanted. So it's a move. It's definitely a typical San Diego move. Now, hopefully, if it goes well, he like we said, he might end up staying. But just to have 2 years of control, I mean, that's good enough right now. That's what they wanted.
Chicago Duke Dog, it may have been below his true value, but the Nats organization could have only done so much. They were in a tough position.
No, it was.
And by the way, the Nats GM
were.
showing up to the press conference with his World Series ring on. It's like, this is what it's all about as he trades away their best player. This is what it's all about. This World Series. We're going to get back there. We're going to get back there. That was funny.
Got to start from scratch. Huh?
Very typical Padres move. Also, the Padres acquired Milwaukee's all-star reliever Josh Hader. They also got Brandon Drury from the Reds. I'm giving the Padres an A plus. The Padres went all in. They acquired. Well, it depends how you feel about Josh Hader. You know, he's had some rough goings this year. He's not his usual Josh Hader, but I think he still does help the bullpen. And Brandon Drury is a nice, sneaky little pickup. Like that lineup is really, really good.
No, it's really good. I just don't think they're still better than the Dodgers. I don't
think they're better than the Dodgers either.
Yeah,
but
they're gonna compete.
They're putting themselves in contention.
Yeah. Because even if they get a wild card spot, I mean that's the best they could get right now, and they're gonna take it. They're gonna take every way possible to get to the playoffs, and that's the point of every trade they made today. So.
And you also never know with baseball, man. Like the team gets hot at the right time. They could become dangerous. So it happens every year, or almost every year. I feel like we always see it. So when you got a trio like Tatis, Soto, and Machado, and they're all healthy, and they get hot, it's scary. It's a scary thing.
Yeah. But with the Dodgers too, I mean, that's what the Padres had to worry about is that they don't fall to what happened last year. Remember last year. They had they were sailing, they were winning games, and then all of a sudden, shit just went downhill for them after that. So they can't fall into that this year again. They fall into that, forget about it.
No, they'll be straight. They got rid of Moisty Hosmer, so I think they'll have a lot. They'll have a better vibe. They'll have a better vibe now.
He's a Moisty Hosmer.
So I absolutely give the Padres an A plus. Do you guys all give the same, or you got anything different?
Same.
Yeah,
same.
For now, we'll see in a few years.
Same.
I mean, with everything else that they did the last couple of days, A plus for them. I mean, they've been able to come up with so many different trades in the last half decade. Trades. The only 2 players they signed in the last 5 years were Manny Machado and Eric Hosmer, and now Joe Musgrove. They signed those 3 guys, and they extended Tatis. Everyone else they traded for. They traded for Darvish. They traded for freaking Ian Snell. They just traded for Soto. Like, they traded for Josh Bell. They traded for goddamn near everybody. So it's like they had the farm system. Now it's depleted, obviously. But in one fell swoop, if they feel like they're not going to go anywhere in the next 2 years, Darvish gone, Soto gone. They can blow it up and refertilize the farm. So yeah, the Padres they're in a good place, man. A plus to them.
let's go through some other teams. We'll go through the two New York teams next. Let's start with the Yankees first, who picked up Andrew Benintendi from the Kansas City Royals. They got a reliever from the Cubs, Scott Efros, who has, I think, 5 more years of team control. Side armor, who's pitching pretty good this season. They got their starter, Frankie Montas, from the Oakland A's, and they also picked up their reliever, Lou Trevino, who has some awful numbers, but we know how the Yankees are with these bad relievers. You know, they turned Clay Holmes into an all-star. And then today, right as the deadline is coming up, they picked up Harrison Bader, center fielder from the St. Louis Cardinals, for Jordan Montgomery, which that was out of nowhere. I couldn't really believe that. I didn't even know they were interested in that. What do you think about all these moves here, Josh?
First of all, I'm glad they got rid of Joey Gallo. You forgot about that one. So that makes room for that end. But I like the moves. The moves they made with Oakland. I know they wanted that starting pitcher during the offseason. And I think Oakland, they kind of wanted Glaber in the trade. And then now they get him now. They didn't even give up Glaber. So it ends up being a win for the Yankees on that end. I know the reliever they got, I think he has good numbers against the Astros. And I'm pretty sure that's the reason why they end up getting him, because of that.
That's right. Against Altuve and Bregman specifically. Not a big sample size, maybe like 14 at-bats tops, but good numbers.
Yeah. And then the Jordan Montgomery trade, it was surprising, but honestly, I think it needed to be done, because I think a lot of fans weren't happy about that. I think they were confused and they weren't happy. But honestly, if you really look deep into Montgomery's numbers, the last 2 seasons that he started 51 games, right? His overall record is 9-10. And in the games that he started, the team record is 26-25. So is he really being a big difference for the team? And I think, that's part of the reason why he was moved. And I think that's why he needed to be moved when it comes to that. Because same situation like, when the Mets have DeGrom. The Yankees don't score. They don't score for Montgomery. But then also, when they give him the lead, he always has a habit of giving up the lead. It happened last 2 starts. Citi Field. He had a 2-run lead. Gives it up. Against Kansas City. He had a lead. Gives it up. So I think it got to a point. I think it was just time to move on from him.
Yeah, with Montgomery gone, it sounds like Domingo Germán will hold on to a rotation spot until Luis Severino eventually comes back, I guess.
Well, there's no comeback for Severino, son. He got put on the 60-day, so he done. He cooked.
No, he can still make it in time for the playoffs.
What man? Listen,
because it's retroactive. It's retroactive.
I get that. But that's only
not
a
a
week
full
back.
60 days.
What? Hold on. So what is he on a 60-day for?
His lat problem.
Cashman said he already expects Severino to be back in time for the playoffs.
Yeah, so what happened, he had a lat problem, but I know Severino, he was actually unhappy with that decision, because I know he came out, he said that he feels fine. He doesn't feel like no soreness, no pain, but they put him on the 60-day. And I think that the big reason is because they just don't want him to get injured again, because he has an injury history.
In the same area.
And they were going to, no matter what, they were going to limit his innings, because he has not pitched this many innings in quite some time. So it's sort of almost a blessing in disguise to not even have to pitch in this entire. But no, they expect him towards the end of September. That is the word from the Yankee organization.
We'll see what happens with that. But from a overall trade perspective, I didn't see the Harrison Bader trade happening with Jordan Montgomery. When I saw that Harrison Bader was acquired, I said to myself, what the hell are the Cardinals doing? Because it's like they just lost their best defensive center fielder. And they lost their best.
Desperate for starting pitching.
No, I get that. No, I understand, because I know Max went down and one of the other pitchers went down the other night as well. So I understand that they needed the pitching, but it's like, well, the Cardinal way is defense and pitching, and if you give up the defense to go get pitching, you're not gonna, it's not gonna meet up in the middle at the end of the day. I think it was a terrific move for the Yankees, because it moves Judge over to right field where he belongs, right? When Giancarlo comes back, he'll be DH/left or whatever the case is. Joey Gallo's gone. Like for those who think that Harrison Bader's going to be a part-time player, you're kidding yourself. That dude's going to be out in center field every day.
Oh, he has you're talking about like he's probably like elite level defense. Like that's
he
how
might
good
be
he is.
best. He might be the best defensive center fielder in the league.
He's a Gold Glover.
Yeah. So it's a good. Like I said, I think it's a good move. I think too many fans are looking too much into that. Like the Montgomery. Yes, he's a starter. Yes, he eats innings, but at the same time, if the team is not winning, right, when he's starting, then it's like, again,
does it matter?
Yeah, exactly. Why does it matter? You're going to keep a guy like this year alone. They're 9-12 in his starts, so they're not exactly winning even when he's on the mound. Like no matter what, even decisions or not, they're not winning when he's on the mound. So I think this was a move. Like I said, this was a move that they needed. Needed to make if you really look deeper into the numbers.
Yeah, because the way that I feel, well, you're absolutely right about the numbers part there, Josh. So the way that the lineup sets up now, right? They have speed and contact at the top of the lineup with Benintendi and now with Bader, right? Because you don't have to hit Bader at the bottom now because you have speed in your lineup at this point. So it's like, well, who's going to obviously you know who's going to protect Judge eventually in the lineup, but they still have Glaber there. Trevino's having a great season behind the plate, so he's adding offense to them on that end. Obviously, Rizzo's still playing a tremendous first base and being somewhat reliable on the offensive end as well. So the Yankees have a good roster. I'm just thinking from a starter standpoint where it's like, okay, Domingo Germán's holding down his spot. Still got Garrett Cole, right? You just got Frankie Montas and Nasty Nestor. Who's your fifth starter?
You're gonna have to go with Jameson.
I don't think they're concerned about that. I think they're just concerned about the playoff rotation, really.
Is Jameson Taillon still pitching? I don't watch enough Yankee games to know.
He's still
number 4 right now.
Today.
He'd be the number 4, and then Germán Severino will
he did get smoked tonight, so that's not a good sign either.
I think they made great moves, man. I just don't want the Montgomery trade to bite him in the ass going down the playoffs. Like I don't want.
I know.
You
honestly,
know that you need that pitching.
I don't think it is.
I know they traded for a few pitchers and they're expecting guys back.
Honestly, I don't think it is. I don't think it is because, like I said, this has been a consistent trend with him. If he's not getting decision wins, they're really not winning even when he's on the mound. Like it's always been like this has always been a consistent trend with the guy. Like I think he's made like about like 97 or 98 starts. Like he's had like less than 50 like decisions under his belt. So it's not like he's going out there and like, he's, being lights out or winning games. Exactly. Like that, it is what it is. I think, like I said, I think a lot of Yankee fans, they really need to like look deeper into like what matters. And if a guy is on the mound and they're not winning games, then it's time to move on from that. And I get like Domingo Germán. I'm not big on him, but when he starts, they score runs. They score when he's starting. They, for some reason, that's what happens. They score when
he's just a regular season guy.
Exactly.
He's not going to see playoff action unless he's in the bullpen. The Yankees' playoff rotation is going to be Cole, Montas, Nestor, and that fourth starter, if you have to go there, is going to be either Severino if he's good, or Jameson Taillon and / bullpen, heavy bullpen game. So
if you get
if you got the first 3, I think you're good.
If you get that 2019 version of Domingo Germán, may I be honest?
maybe because honestly, even that year he wasn't good. But what it was that they were scoring so much runs that he was winning games because of that.
Yeah,
but overall, go ahead.
My bad, Romeo. I was gonna say I was more with J News on the trade though. Like, what the fuck were the Cardinals doing?
Yeah,
they just traded their best defensive player. I was a little baffled by it myself. That was my first. That was my initial reaction. But then I was like, shit. Well, the Yankees got a Gold Glove center fielder now.
I give the Yankees an A. I think they addressed all their needs. They didn't get Luis Castillo, but they got Frankie Montas, who's pretty good too. I'll give them an A. What do you guys give the Yankees on their trade deadline?
I'll go with an A- just because there's chatter in Yankee land about the closer position, and they weren't able to shore that up. So the A- is there for me. They didn't get the other closer. They don't trust Holmes now. They don't trust Aroldis Chapman and shit. I'm not sure that Efros is going to be a future closer at the end of the day. So I don't know. I mean, the other moves were, they packed up the bullpen, so they've got guys who can pitch 5, 6, 7, and 8 if necessary, all just to get to Holmes if they need to do some patchwork pitching. But I feel like if they would have gotten a true closer, I think they would have been better off. But let's see how it goes. Using the Tampa Bay model of pitching might help the Yankees out in the long run.
Listen, Holmes has had a little bit of a rough stretch, but other than that, he's been amazing. I don't expect him to be Mariano Rivera. Even Mariano Rivera had his little slip ups during the season. We'll see if Clay Holmes can get back right. I think they also got Zach Britton coming eventually back too. So we'll see about that. Josh, what do you grade the Yankees?
I'll say A-. They got the starter that they wanted. They got the starter that they wanted since the off season. This is a guy that they wanted, so they got that. They added some bullpen arms after losing King for the season. But yeah, it was
that
good moves.
Sucked, by the way. That's
yeah. And then you get rid of Joey Gallo finally. That's what every Yankee fan wanted. They wanted Gallo gone. Even though he's going,
they actually got a decent double A pitcher for him. Yeah,
I'm saying and he's going to LA, so it's not like he's in a good situation himself. So at least that was a nice parting gift for that. But yeah, I would say about A-.
Oh, and by the way, this weekend Jordan Montgomery might face. Well, I'm pretty sure to face the
Friday.
Yankees.
Friday. They said right now,
Friday or Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, they said like right now it's between Friday or Saturday. He might face the Yankees.
Hader will not face the Cardinals because he's still hurt. He's got plantar fasciitis. So I think he's in a walking boot. So, Chris, what do you grade the Yankees?
To A- for now. It drops down to a B+ if any of their pitchers get hurt and they lose out on some depth. Because I think Montgomery can help.
If they can use Jordan Montgomery, yeah.
Yeah, I think he might be able to help in the long run, but we'll see.
I was going to go into the Mets next, but let me go because we just talked about the Cardinals. Let's talk about the Cardinals. They get Montgomery for Hader. They were, in the mix. Like a lot of people thought maybe they could get Juan Soto, but they did not have enough. And they also added Jose Quintana from the Pirates. I didn't like this Cards trade deadline. I'm gonna give them C-. What are you guys gonna give?
I would say a C just because I know the Cardinals needed a starter, so they got that Montgomery. But yeah, the Quintana. He's not the same guy. He was good with the White Sox. He hasn't been the same since he left the White Sox. So I say a C.
What do you say, J News?
Yeah, man, I give them a C. I mean, at the end of the day, they got two lefties. Lefties are hard to find in the majors, at least decent ones, guys who could pick some quality games. So we'll see as to what they can do in Cardinal Red. Hopefully the defense stands up. They didn't have to give away Gorman or O'Neill or freaking their other young prospect. And so, they stuck to their guns. Hopefully the offense turns around and they don't just have to count on Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado the entire time around. So we'll see. But yeah, I give them a C.
And by the way, you guys in chat, feel free to grade the teams as well. We've already talked to Padres, Yankees, and now Cardinals. Chris, what do you think for the Cards?
It's a C for me too. The fact that they traded Bader though, man, it makes me believe they're really high on the center fielder in their organization, somewhere in their organization, or at least one of these outfielders. I know Tyler O'Neill? He's pretty. They're high on him, so. But there's got to be another outfielder in there that they really like if they're trading a guy of Bader's caliber.
All right, let's talk about the New York Mets, who acquired Tyler Naquin from the Reds. Daniel Vogelbach from the Pirates, and Darren Ruff from the Giants for J.D. Davis and some pitching prospects. I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying it was a rough day for the Mets. Get it, Darren Ruff? Rough day.
Oh, they traded J.D. Davis. Wow.
Yeah, they did. They finally traded J.D. Davis.
Wow. It took them long enough.
For real.
Listen. DeGrom's back. Max is back. But these Mets move didn't really do anything for me. I know they hold on to a lot of their top prized prospects that they didn't really want to part ways with for most of these other names out there. JD Martinez stays with the Red Sox. I thought he might have went to the Mets, but I guess Boston was asking for a bit too much. I don't know. I'm gonna give the Mets a D+. D+ for me. What do you think, Chris? What do you think about these moves?
Damn, he's at D+. Dang.
A D for Darren. A D for Darren Ruff.
No, I'm giving him a B+. A B+. I'm sorry, that's a little too high. I'm giving him a B-. B-.
That's
I
still
think
high.
You know what it is? The thing for me is that they actually played it smart. They didn't give up any of their fucking top.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
For nobody, like they didn't oversell for a change. You know what I mean?
So what you're saying is that they didn't do what they did to get Victor Zambrano when they traded.
Oh my God, what was that? 05?
Scott Kazmir, right?
Scott Kazmir.
That was bad. That was bad.
That's the name I haven't heard in years. Kazmir only had like 4 good seasons. But anyway.
4 or 5.
4 or 5. But no, I think, listen, they got Vogelbach since he's been on the Mets. He's been solid. Naquin only had 3 games on the Mets so far. He's been solid. I think these guys are just solid ball players on bad teams. Well, not necessarily Rough, but he's another bat that we could use against the righties because I believe he's a left-handed batter. But it's just adding a little bit more power and a couple more reliable bats. More than what we got. It's better than J.D. Davis and it's better than Dom. So we upgraded. The only thing we didn't really get, we needed some bullpen. We needed an extra arm or two, and we didn't get that. So
yeah, honestly, that's what I thought. That's what I thought they would have gone for. I thought they would have at least improved on the bullpen.
The prices are too high, man.
Let's also talk about
prospects are worth a lot, man. They're all pretty fucking highly coveted.
Let's also talk about the Cubs in the same breath because I know Wilson Contreras was a possible Mets target, and the Cubs held on to him. Their asking prices were way too high, so now they're not going to get nothing for him except maybe a draft pick. Ian Happ also stays in the Cubs. I give the Cubs a fucking F, absolute F. You should have got something for Contreras. Lower your demands. You should have got something for him. What do you think, J News, Mets and Cubs?
Man, it's tough, man. To be honest, I feel like I understood the philosophy behind the team needing depth on the bench, right? I understood that. And they did that with Naquin and Vogelbach and now Darren Ruff, right? But it's hard for me to believe with how injury prone Jacob deGrom has been the last 2 years for the Mets not to go after a starting pitcher. It left a lot to be desired this trade deadline. That's 1. 2, a legitimate power bat to help heat out. I'm sorry. Like, everybody wants to say, oh, Francisco Lindor is having a better season than he did his first season. He is. But Paquito's over here still hitting 20 home runs a season. We need somebody to get behind Pete the same way somebody needs to get the same way.
He hit his 18th today.
But you know what it is with Lindor too? Is that Lindor, his numbers are actually, they're not as high, but it's just he just hasn't been what he was projected to be. That's just what it comes down to.
Look, man, people are gonna give you all the stats. They're gonna give you all the advanced stats, WRC plus, the fucking WAR, and everything else in between. The numbers don't lie. At the end of the day, I understand. 18 home runs, 73 RBIs, hitting 250.
I'm saying, yeah,
they're solid numbers, and he plays a tremendous shortstop. But let's not kid ourselves, right?
No, exactly. No, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like,
he ain't worth the 340. He's getting paid. That's legit. So that's real, right? And
I
I'm a
still
Mets
think, yeah, I still think the Guardians saw something that they didn't like, and that's why they got rid of him.
Sure,
Because
No,
because they kind of saw that decline. They kind of saw it, and I think there's something that they saw that they had to move him.
So for me in this case, he's a solid piece. Obviously, he's good up the middle, but somebody needs the Mets need another top line bat in that lineup to help.
coming.
Who did you want?
He's coming
Contreras,
next year. He's
JD?
coming next year. You gotta wait one more year for him.
You know what, man? I wasn't really big on Wilson Contreras, to be honest. I know he has a great arm behind the plate, but like his framing is suspect. He doesn't really call good games, so it's like I don't think the
I
Mets
think he
really
would have used him more as a DH.
I hear you, but it's like, for what? We got Vogelback, we got freaking Tyler Naquin now. We
need help at the catcher position, not
we
the
need
DH
help
position.
at the catcher position,
Yeah.
right? It's like, nah.
I know.
Because it's also
I know
hard
a guy,
to acquire
but
a
we gotta
catcher.
wait.
It's hard to acquire a catcher. Well, do you want to call up the kid and get him some at bats?
At this fucking point, why
Might as
not?
well. Might as well.
Why
Might as
not?
well.
Francisco
Why
Alvarez.
not? He's been killing
Top
it all
prospect.
year. Why not? Give him
Yeah,
a
man.
shot.
He's the number one prospect in baseball now, right?
Yes,
The
sir.
number one prospect in baseball, according to MLB
Is it
Pipeline and
time?
everybody else.
Is it time?
Yeah.
Just to give him, he doesn't even have to catch. Just let him get some at-bats, you know?
My man Brett Beatty, slowly creeping his way up there. Ronnie Mauricio climbing his way up there. Even my man
Josh,
Mark
Josh.
Vientos climbing up. I'll stop.
Josh, look at this love affair
This is
for all
why
these
we don't
guys. They were
trade.
ready to give up for Soto. They were
I
ready to give
wasn't.
it up for Soto, and now
I
it's like,
was
we love
Chris
these
was.
kids.
Oh, Chris.
We
Oh,
love
Chris
these
was.
kids now.
No,
Chris was.
that wasn't. The only one I said I would have
Ship
given
him
up
out.
was Mauricio because we have Lindor at shortstop.
Like Mauricio doesn't have he doesn't have a position at this point. But overall,
Like,
great.
get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Overall, great for the Mets. I give them a C. The Cubs get a freaking F for being the Cubs right now.
What a Cub move! What a Cub move!
Being the freaking. How do you have Wilson Contreras have these goodbye farewell hugs in the dugout for the last
Unbelievable.
week, and you don't even move him? You don't even move.
That's
him.
awkward.
That's mad awkward. That's mad awkward. It's like what happened to what's this kid's face? Wilmer, right? What's going on, son? Like
Yeah, but the Wilmer thing they completely fucked up. That was completely.
That's why they got rid of that.
Completely fucked up.
Yeah, that's why they got rid of that. Those two dumbasses. What John Martin say? Surprised the Cubs didn't deal Contreras because the news talking heads were saying he was gone. They must have really wanted a lot for him. Yeah, people getting spicy with their trade demands. You know what I'm saying?
Let me get your 7 top prospects.
Yeah, everybody thinks that they got like KD on their team, and it's like, nah, he's not KD. He's a poor man's God knows who. And then you know what I'm saying? It's crazy to me to think that it's like, yo, you want Contreras? Give us Mauricio or freaking that Alvarez kid. What? Like he's gone after this season.
I said, nah, I'm good.
I was like, get out of here, man.
Yeah, Chicago Duke Dog. This is going to be both Contreras and Have going back into that dugout.
Yo, which is crazy because remember last year the Cubs weren't afraid. They did that giant fire sale when they traded Rizzo, they traded Baez, and then now this year it was like, no, never mind. We want to keep our guys, I think.
Brian too, right? They traded Brian to the Cubs. Not the Cubs. I'm sorry, they traded him to the Giants.
Rockies.
Yeah, they traded him to the Giants, and then I think they only made like one move. I think they traded David Robertson.
Yeah,
that's all they did. Yeah. They traded him to the Phillies, and that's all that really was.
And Efros to the Yankees.
Right. Yeah, that too.
But that was yesterday.
Yeah. Well, we're considering everything in the past week trade deadline. By the way, live update. Gleyber Torres strikes out with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th. Mariners beat the Yankees 8-6. Ugh.
Bad day for New
Josh,
York
did you give your grades for the Mets and Cubs?
Nah. I think the Mets, they get I'll say a C-. I kind of, Chris did have some good points about keeping their young guys. they didn't, they played it smart in regards to that. But they should have gotten something for that bullpen, at least an arm or two for that bullpen. I thought that was the main thing they would have focused on. Instead, they kind of focused on areas that I'm like, oh, do you really need more bats like this? But yeah, I would say a C minus. More so because they didn't really make really bad moves. I just thought they didn't make moves that they needed to make.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Cubs, I mean, I think it's unanimous. They definitely got an F because you had two guys that you had all freaking week that you're saying, hey, they're gonna be moved. This person's gonna be moved. That person's gonna be moved, and then turns out none of them are moved. So I mean, I don't know what the Cubs were asking for. I would love to know what the Cubs were asking for or who was interested in. I would love to know to make like a final like judgment on that, but they must have been asking for a lot if they didn't move Contreras. I really thought he was going to get moved. If it wasn't to the Mets, at least somewhere else. But I didn't expect him to stay, so I'm more surprised he stayed.
You know what I'm surprised the Cubs didn't do? I'm surprised the Cubs didn't move Marcus Stroman's dumbass somewhere else.
You read my mind, bro.
Nobody wants. Nobody wants Marcus Stroman.
Nobody want old Twitter fingers.
Oh man,
I had this love for Marcus Stroman, man, but I'm done. I'm cooked with this.
Trade him to Vancouver.
What's next, Romeo?
Let's talk those diabolical, dastardly, cheating ass Houston Astros who acquired Trey Mancini from the Baltimore Orioles. They acquired Red Sox catcher Christian Vasquez, who, by the way, was acquired right before an Astros Red Sox series. He had already went through.
That was so awkward.
He was in the middle of an interview.
Yes,
when he got traded.
That was like so awkward that he didn't know what to say. He was like, business is business. Like he didn't know what to say.
By the way, he had been in the meetings of how they're gonna attack these Astros batters lineup. So he just took all that information across the dugout.
Well, it didn't matter because the Red Sox won that game, so it didn't matter.
That's funny.
It didn't matter.
They also swapped Jake Odorizzi for relief pitcher Will Smith from Atlanta. But overall, I like these moves by the Astros. Two good bats. Christian Vasquez is great for locker room morale. Him and Maldonado at catcher. I mean, that's a good 1-2 punch. I give the Astros an A, but still fuck them. It's still fuck the Houston Astros all day, every day. What do you guys give the Houston Astros, Josh?
I say an A. They made some solid moves. Some key moves that they really needed to make without doing too much. So yeah, it was a solid it was a solid trade deadline for them as well.
J News.
Yeah, man. I mean, solid B. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Christian Vasquez. At the end of the day, I didn't really do much for me there. The Trey Mancini move I thought was dope. To be honest, that was surprising because the Mets were in the whole Trey Mancini thing, and yeah,
I was more surprised that the Baltimore moved him. I was like,
no, I wasn't surprised at all, because he had been in talks for the entire month, and I was like, okay, so they're bound to move him now, at some point here and there, no doubt. I mean, I think the Baltimore.
Well, you know what it is? The Orioles are 3 games back in the wild card. Like nobody, like the Orioles are like good. Like
they're right there. I just feel like the Baltimore fan base is a little bit more hurt about moving him because of everything he's been through.
And they should be.
And whatnot. And they should be, right. Absolutely.
Yeah. And then is he a free agent after this season? Oh, so that's why. I think that's why they decided to get something. Yeah, to get something, you might rather as well get something than nothing. So
he's got an option. Right by him. This is a mutual option for 2023.
They did right by $10 million. They put him on a team that's in first place, man. That looks like they're gonna run away with that division. So
don't nobody want to be on the Astros. What do you give him, Chris?
You versus Justin Verlander.
I'll give him B+. They could have used another bat, but.
And on the same note, let's talk Red Sox, who traded Vasquez. They acquired Tommy
They're-
Pham, and the
Yo,
only championship Tommy Pham is bringing the Red
yo,
Sox is
Tommy
a fantasy
slap your
football
mama
championship,
fan.
right?
Tommy
Fantasy
slap
Tommy
your
football
soul
Pham.
fan.
legend Tommy Pham.
Tommy Fan. Tommy
And they
Fan.
got Eric Hosmer because he didn't want to go to the Nationals. And the Padres will pay a significant portion of Eric Hosmer's contract. I don't know what the Red Sox are doing. The Red Sox, what do they think they have a chance? Do they think they have a chance? I give them a D. What do you think, Josh?
I'm about to have to see a D too because none of their moves made sense. I'm like, what are they doing? So Hosmer, pretty much they're getting him for nothing. So you're getting a guy for 3 years, I guess. If you get a fraction of what he did in Kansas City, I guess it's a good move because Boston is a good hitting ballpark.
Look at his numbers, though. Look at his numbers this season. They're not bad.
No,
They're not bad.
he's hitting like
They're
290.
pedestrian. They're pedestrian.
Yeah,
No, but that's the thing. No, they're not bad. But remember, he had such a hot start for the first month and a half, and then he just he came straight down to earth. Like, okay, buddy, you're not this good. You're not this good. So it's what in regards to that, yeah, he has struggled after that hot run, but they pretty much got him for nothing. So pretty much, if you get him to what he was in Kansas City, then I guess you could say it's a steal. But at the moment, even his defense has declined. He's a Gold Glover. He's a multi-time Gold Glover, and his defense has declined as well. And then who's a Tommy Pham you got? Why did you get Tommy Pham? I'm trying to
slap him in the.
I'm just saying, I'm still trying to figure out that because that guy has literally only had one good season. He's never been that good. He's never been that good. But the only thing I can think of is that he's just another contract. He's a rental, so you get rid of him. But besides that, I mean, I didn't get what they did because JD Martinez, I thought they could have got something for him, something significant, and they didn't move him. So I'm just wondering why, or even the other guy, Bogarts. I thought he was gonna get moved. I thought he would have got moved, and nothing happened.
Yeah. Why don't you trade JD? Why don't you trade him? He's about to be 35 years old, an unrestricted free agent. You think you got a chance to do something in the playoffs?
Yeah, and JD with JD, I mean, his hitting is still there. It's just his power. His power is not there, but his hitting, he's still great. He's actually still a solid hitter. So, that's the only downside on that. But you easily could have got him. You could have got something out of him. And then, like I said, I thought Bogarts was gonna get moved too because I think he's a free agent after the season as well. So,
no, signed. He's signed all the way to 2026 or 2027.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
He is. I didn't even know that.
He's getting 20 mil a year. He's got a player opt out though after in 2023. He could leave if he wants.
Oh, all right. So, that's what it was. All right. So it's, I don't know. I didn't understand what Boston was doing. I thought they were gonna implode the team because they're not going anywhere this year.
I think Boston should absolutely keep Bogarts and Devers. Those are your two core pieces.
No, they plan to keep Devers. Yeah, they're planning. The thing is that they want to keep Devers. However, if Boston repeats history, they have a habit of not really keeping their core guys. So,
Josh, you were an asshole in our group chat because you said Rafael Devers was traded, and I had to go on Twitter and look it up because you were trying to troll somebody else, and I was like, you asshole. J News, what do you give the Red Sox?
Oh no, I did. I trolled. Apparently, Chris fell for it too. Chris fell for it. Kel fell for it. Everybody fell for it.
Red Sox. Yeah, the Red Sox get the same grade the Cubs get. Man, they got a freaking F. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know where they're going. I don't know what they think half the damn look. This is where my baseball mind is. And I work for the league. Half the damn time, I still think Dustin Pedroia is still playing for the Boston Red Sox. That's how not connected to the Boston Red Sox I am right now.
Nomar Garcia Parra too?
Dude, man, listen. Nah, no Marcelo with the Dodgers in my head sometimes. But anyways, I'd look, man. I don't know what they're doing. Chris Sale went down with a broken pinky. Bogarts isn't the offensive player that he was the last 2 seasons. This season, Ralph Devers is the man, right? Who they got? The Mexican kid, the outfielder that they got from the Dodgers. He's a pretty decent player.
Oh, I didn't talk about the redheaded kid.
Yeah, redheaded kid.
Alex Verdugo.
There you go, Verdugo. Verdugo's solid. To begin the season, I don't even know why they even brought back Jackie Bradley Jr. No idea why they did that at all whatsoever. He has not been the same player since he left Boston the first time. So I don't know what that was about.
And even when he was in Boston, he always had a good glove, but he was never a great hitter. He was never known for his bat.
That last season.
And now he's a worse hitter. And now he's a worse hitter.
Yeah, it's very. I don't even know where to put it at the time. Trevor Story. I don't even know what to say about Trevor Story right now. That is what it is. I mean, he got paid. Yeah, he got paid. That's what it was. That's what it boiled down to.
Overpaid. Yep, overpaid too. Overpaid.
But man. The Red Sox get an F. The Red Sox, the Cubs, and the freaking Cincinnati Reds all get Fs from me.
These are the Reds.
The Reds. That sounds about right. That sounds about right.
Chris agrees.
The Reds. You know the Reds weren't gonna do nothing.
They traded their best pitcher.
That's about it.
Yeah, 2 best pitchers.
Talk about that. They did get a solid return from the Mariners. Apparently, according to the prospects they got from the Mariners, where the prospects rank in the Mariners system, they acquired Luis Castillo, taking him from the Yankees. The Yankees did not want to give up Volpe or Peraza. Right. Understandably, that's fine. They still got Montas. And the Mariners also acquired Carlos Santana, not the musician, the baseball player, from the Kansas City Royals. I think Luis Castillo is a hell of a pickup. That is an A grade for me for the Mariners, but they're not going to do nothing in the playoffs. First round exit. What do you give the Mariners for their moves, Chris G?
I could give them a A-. I mean, they added another bat. They got a legit starting pitcher to go with who's the guy? Gilbert. And Robbie Ray's been pretty solid too this season. I mean, they got a nice 1-2-3 punch going down the stretch now, so they could snag a wild card spot, maybe even steal the division. You never know. Well, no, are they in the same division as the Astros? No, right?
They can't beat the Astros.
No, but they could grab
the Astros. Their ass.
They'll grab a wild card spot though. I still think
first round exit.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you never know. See if they get hot.
Will you stop, Josh? What do you give the Mariners?
I give the Mariners a B. They made some good moves, but I mean the Mariners are the Mariners. They really don't do much these days, unfortunately. I mean they've had a good season, don't get me wrong. But when you're in a division, you can't beat the Astros, then doesn't mean much to me. But yeah, I would say a B, solid B. They picked up a nice arm. I really wanted Castillo, but I understood why the Yankees couldn't get him. Even though I knew for a while, you saw it in the chats too. I said it. Some people were saying like, "Oh, the Yankees are, they're gonna end up getting it." I was like, "Nah, they're not gonna. It's not gonna happen." And that's what happened. He ended up in the Mariners, so I already knew that wasn't gonna happen. But yeah, he's a good pitcher. It was a good pickup for them in regards to that. So, we'll see what they actually do now.
I'm glad the Mets didn't get Luis Castillo because the last Luis Castillo we had was fucking terrible.
I remember
that. Say about that, J News.
I remember that one time he dropped that pop up from A-Rod.
Never forget.
And never forget. That shit was downhill that season for them. Like I didn't realize the repercussions.
2008, yeah. From that point
2009.
on.
2009.
Yeah, from that point on, we had we tanked.
What do you say, J News, about the Mariners?
Mariners, man, they get a solid A from me just for acquiring Luis Castillo. Getting Carlos Santana was a good move for DH first base. Him and Ty France doing it up. Obviously the rookie, the runaway rookie of the year who is current. If I'm not mistaken, he's currently hurt, right? Julio,
Yes.
he got hit in the hand.
10-day though.
But-
It's not. There shouldn't be nothing too serious.
All right, so he'll be back on the tear for the Seattle Mariners hopefully soon. So I think they'll make a wild card spot. But being able to acquire Luis Castillo, being able to acquire Carlos Santana, being able to have the runaway rookie of the year on their team, and then the starting pitching that they do have already, I give them a solid A here with this trade deadline.
Let's talk Los Angeles Dodgers. They acquired Joey Gallo for a Double-A pitcher. They're hoping Gallo waking up in a new bed that's not in New York, where he's not stressed by these Yankee fans telling him he ain't shit. Maybe they see something that they can adjust and they can help him in the outfield. I don't know. But the Dodgers, I don't think they had to make a major move here. They're getting back Dustin May. They're getting back Walker Buehler. Those are reinforcements in their own, for the Dodgers. That's what really matters. The Dodgers lineup is set when you think about it.
Yeah.
It's the pitching. They need to get in, which they already, fucking guys are killing it already. Kershaw, what's that guy's name?
Gonsolin.
And Gonsolin, yeah, exactly. And they're getting back those two guys. Also, the Dodgers just have to sit back and wait. And they're already one of the top two teams in baseball. So I'll give them a C. They were just sitting pretty, and it wasn't one of those years where they went after Trey Turner or who else was it?
They didn't need to. They didn't need
trade
to.
deadline. I forgot.
Max. They got Max last year.
Yes. So I'll give them a C. But Dodgers, anything to say about the Dodgers? Anybody?
Yeah, they get a D for getting Joey Gallo.
Nah, they told Joey. They told him hey, we know you batting 159 right now, but I know for a fact you're gonna bat 200 for us, so you'll be fine.
Anything else about Dodgers?
No, not at all.
Because honestly, they really didn't need to do anything. That's what I'm So it was okay, cool.
It's just funny that Joey Gallo stuff. Dodgers fans are gonna know the Yankees fans' pain. They're gonna know it real quick.
Well, if he's a pitch hitter, it's not gonna really matter. If that's what they're gonna use him for, even though he has a great glove, so he's gonna help them out when it comes to the defensive side. On late games, he'll help them out with that. But anything starting, I pray for you guys every time he's up on that plate.
Yeah. Good defense. Let me transition to another team because Joey Gallo reminds me of another player, a player that the Braves designated for assignment, Robinson Cano. How do you guys feel about that, Chris and J News?
Hang it up, bro. Take your cleats, leave them in the stand. Collect the rest of your fucking $25 million, whatever they gave you, and go right into the sunset, man. Give it up.
He should pull an Undertaker and leave his cleats on the field and just walk away.
Wow.
All I can do right now is put on a brave face and go out there and be their leader.
It's over. We are screwed.
You definitely nice. You definitely nice because you said leave his cleats. I would have said just leave his needle. That's what I would have.
Oh my god. That too.
Holy shit!
But also.
You're goddamn right.
That man's got kids, Josh. He's got kids. Max.
But he's getting $40-something million to suck.
Look, man. Look, and then hindsight's always 20/20, right? It's at the end of the day. He got paid. Seattle paid him. Everybody thought he was worth the money at that point in time. He's been caught twice now. I think I thought he got caught 3 times, but it is what it is. He only got caught twice. And yeah, man, he's just not who he used to be at age 39, right? Quote unquote 39. So Chris,
I know exactly what he means.
I see what you did there.
So that is what it is. The Braves. Let's talk about the Braves and what the Braves did at the end of the day. Forget this Robinson Cano shit.
Yeah, this is
they-
a joke. Can we talk about the major move they did?
exactly.
That's not even acquiring someone. That was re-signing Austin Riley.
Right.
10 years, $212 million.
So
And that is a bargain for the stats he's putting up.
So hold on. I'll say this: the Atlanta Braves, they out here trying to fleece these players, bro. Like those deals, they
It's smart.
gave, bro. But Acuna, Albies, now freaking Riley's the one who's got paid the most, and he wasn't even touted like that, right? Acuna over here
They're
making
just gambling that they stay healthy. They have to stay healthy.
Dude, Acuna's got 3 years left on a $100 million deal, dog. On $100 million. He's got 6 years. I'm sorry, not 3. 6 years left on a $100 million deal, man. 6 years. It's crazy.
Cheap.
That is
Cheap.
crazy.
That is crazy.
Bargains.
He
The
couldn't
Braves are
even-
that Braves GM.
Oh
is
God, son.
flexing.
The Braves GM is a genius. He's like, I'm gonna take
He's
these kids and
flexing.
offer them money they've never seen
Damn.
before.
I wonder how
Smart.
Freddie Freeman's feeling with that.
Yo, but look, all right, the Freddie Freeman situation is a little different. It's a little different.
Yeah.
No, that's a little different. Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like, he's seen these guys getting
And the
paid.
He's
Braves-
still
He's
wiping
like,
his tears with hundreds. He's fine.
he's like, oh, I wanted to be a lifer.
And the Braves got their World Series already.
They did.
So,
Yeah.
They did.
like, this is an Atlanta Braves model that teams got to follow. This is
Not only
This
that,
is
right?
fantastic work.
So they signed him to $210 million, right? And then how much did they sign Matt Olson for too? How much did they sign him for?
I'll tell you right now. In a
Probably
second.
like a 6 or 7 year deal.
No, I think it was an 8-year deal. I think it was an
Hey,
8-year deal.
175, something like that.
Yeah, so they've been spending money too, but they've been doing it smart.
Smart.
Yeah. Yeah,
They've been doing it smart.
because Olsen's
Matt signed an 8-year, $168 million deal.
There you go.
So and honestly, that's fairly cheap for like the kind of numbers he could put up. That's fairly cheap.
I mean,
Yeah,
he
most
ain't no,
years gonna be
he ain't
getting
no
22
Freddie
million a year.
Freeman, but hey,
No, he's not. He's not Freddie Freeman. No, that's obvious. But it was
Well,
like
I mean,
for,
they got the
for
power.
what he could have gotten somewhere else, he probably would have gotten more somewhere else.
Well, he's younger.
Right.
He's 28. He's
Yeah.
and he signed to his age 37.
right,
Yeah.
right.
He got some power, man. He's
he
bringing more
does.
power than Freddie this year, so it's a different dynamic. He brings a different dynamic to the team. So it's not
And
an
another-
upgrade, but it's a suitable replacement.
There you go. Suitable replacement. We'll go with that one, Chris. Suitable replacement.
That's a good. That's a good. Actually, that's a good term for that because they're still winning.
Yeah.
Atlanta's still winning, so it hasn't hurt them.
No,
And another good move the Braves did. They got the closer from the Angels, Iglesias.
Right. That was the late move that they did. They got Rizal
I mean,
over
the
from.
Braves are doing
That's-
everything right.
no,
They're
get
signing
right.
people to deals.
Another team with another F. Roll the Angels into that shit. What are they doing?
They were
What are
next.
they
They were next on the
doing?
list.
What
What
the
are they doing?
fuck? They traded Noah Syndergaard 100 games into his Angels career.
Bro, it wasn't the Syndergaard. The Syndergaard move didn't phase me. When they traded Jared Walsh, I was like, wait, what? Why are you doing that? You got no Mike Trout. Why would you trade Jared Walsh to the Phillies? And then I was like, oh, but they got this top flight minor leaguer. He's number 15 in the Phillies system.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Oh man, yo, the
He's
Angels,
number 15 in the Philly
Yeah,
system.
in the Philly
Number
system.
15.
Yeah,
number
not
15,
even
bro.
not even like the
Damn, so
Phillies.
he's probably like 200th and like in the MLB system.
Yeah.
Chicago, Duke, dog. Don't do that to me right now, dog. Vince Scully.
Hold on,
passed
Janius.
away.
Hold on, Janius. You got the wrong name. You got the wrong name. It wasn't the name you said. It's Brandon Marsh that got traded to the Phillies.
Oh my bad. Yeah, Brandon Marsh. My bad.
Okay.
Brandon Marsh.
But yes, that's
Still.
we all
Still. The kid was he did great offensively last year when he came up to the Angels. This year hasn't been that great so much. But taking a little bit of a detour here, Chicago Duke dog hit us with some news that Vince Scully, former broadcasting great of the LA Dodgers, passed away at the age of 94.
Oh wow.
That is, man.
R.I.P. One of the GOAT announcers of all time.
One of the GOAT announcers of all time, man.
Real.
New York born and bred, man. Went to Fordham University from the Bronx.
Wow.
How about that?
Um,
A staple in commentary
that's
for
right.
any sport.
For any sport. Absolutely.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Back on the Angels real quick. The Angels did entertain talks, I guess, for fun
Shohei.
for Ohtani. Ohtani in the offseason is going to arbitration, where I'm sure he is going to get a lot of money. Should the Angels trade him in the offseason or for next trade deadline?
So
the Angels suck.
I'm gonna pose something to you guys that has been coming up in the media a lot in the last couple of weeks. In relation to Shohei Ohtani and Juan Soto, right? Which player should be getting paid more per season? Should it be Soto or should it be Ohtani? Who's more valuable?
Ohtani.
I think it depends on the length. Because if you're giving Ohtani a 10-year deal at $40 million a year, it's not the same value as giving Juan Soto a 10-year deal at $40 million. You feel me? I feel like you're going to get more value out of Juan Soto in those 10 years. So it's like it's better to give. I think you get a better value out of Ohtani for 4 years at $40 million a year than, Juan Soto out of 11, 12 years at $40 million a year.
I can't believe how good Ohtani's been as a pitcher. I didn't think he was going to be that good.
Nah, bro, that was the case because when he was coming out of Japan, the bat was extra. What he was able to do with his arm was what catapulted him to his superstar.
Yeah, exactly.
Now he's gonna go
he was always.
back.
Yeah. He was actually he was a better pitcher than he was an offensive player, but it was more so staying healthy. He was just not really healthy over there. So that was the main thing with Ohtani in Japan.
But do we all agree the Angels should trade him?
Yeah, I know a team that could use him. A couple prospects like to spend a lot of money. They could use an outfielder. And
all those prospects that you were glowing about earlier in the stream.
What prospects? I don't know what prospects you're talking about.
Look at that.
There's only like two of them we need to keep.
Look at this flip flopper. You see this?
Listen, man. At the end of the day, I'm with Romeo. I feel like Shohei Ohtani is the more valuable player out of between Ohtani and Soto, just because the point that got made in the media was Ohtani frees you up a roster spot. He's a DH and a pitcher, so you don't even you have a free roster spot to obtain whatever player you want. And Ohtani's going to get on the bump. He's going to hurl for you. He's going to hit you some freaking tanks. And at the end of the day, he's a solid hitter. Anyways, he hits about 260 to 270, and he's going to drive you in some runs. Yeah. He's got good speed, and he hits 102 on the freaking radar gun, and he's got some filth in that arm. So I'm with Chris. Trade the farm. Go get Ohtani. Go get Ohtani.
Damn.
He'll love New York. He'll love New York.
They went praising these young kids to just say, hey, let's send them to the slaughterhouse.
No, I mean, I love the young kids. That's how highly I think of them. That I think
I don't know, Josh.
They're worth Ohtani.
If the Yankees were going to trade the farm for one guy, I'd probably agree that that's the guy.
Yeah. And plus,
I'm saying no, it is. No, I agree.
I
actually agree with that. It's just I probably wouldn't overpraise my prospects if I'm gonna trade them away. Like that's all I'm saying. That's all I
just see the value in both sides. That's it.
Chris and J News. Let's talk about another team in your division, the Philadelphia Phillies. They got David Robertson from the Cubs. They got Brandon Marsh from the Angels, and they got
Syndergaard,
a guy you're very familiar with, Thor. Yeah. Do we still call him Thor or no?
No, no. He never had any lightning, asshole.
Well, what version of Thor are you getting? Are you getting like the Love and Thunder Thor, or are you getting?
No, we're getting fucking Fat Thor.
Fat Thor.
Dad bod Thor.
That's Dad bod Thor.
Listen, guys. The Phillies aren't going to do like anything. Like I don't even think they make the wild card. But for the moves they did, I give them an A-. They tried, but I still don't think the Phillies are lying to
I give them a B+. Yeah, that's solid B+.
I give them solid B+. For sure.
I still think they're lying to themselves. Like they really think they got a much better team than they do.
I mean, it's tough in the division, right? Because it's like the Braves are still the Braves, and then the Mets are doing well, right? Like the Mets this year, and as a Mets fan, fellow Mets fans are probably going to kill me for saying this, but it's the truth. The Mets this are 2022's version of the 2021 San Francisco Giants. We are overachieving the hell out of what it is that we're getting from our team right now. And that's just a fact. If we can continue to ride the wave, we ride the wave until we can't ride that wave no more, until we crash and burn, right? But we're overachieving, and that's great, right? But the Phillies, with Bryce Harper just getting the pins removed from his thumb, another 4 weeks away, them getting Syndergaard or whatever.
Oh, Syndergaard.
They still got Syndergaard, whatever. Who else they got on that team? Oh, their third base prospect has not been panning out for them.
Alec Brown. Yeah.
Oh man, he has not been panning out for them at all.
They still got Rhys Hoskins though. Rhys Hoskins is good.
But Rhys is streaky though, Chris. Like
he is.
You can't count on him at all.
He
and
kills
JT
Schwarber.
He's a Met killer. I mean, how many Phillies are Met killers though? You know what I'm saying?
Schwarber.
Yeah.
The only Met killer I can think of is he's long gone.
Oh, Brian Howard?
No, the other guy, Pat Burrow. Remember him? He used to
Oh,
kill you guys
God.
all the time.
Kick our ass.
Schwarber kills him too.
You guys have nightmares about him.
You know what? Schwarber's been kicking our ass since that fucking 2015 like NLDS with the Cubs because he had a great series. Like he was the only one that kept him in it. He was hitting home runs left and right trying to keep up with Murph, and then like since then he's never left us alone.
No, but look, I give the Phillies a solid B+ for what they did. Like Romeo, much like you said, man, that they're not going to really do much, right? But it's like they did their best to try to improve their team. But it's not going to do much.
It's just not going to pay off.
Yeah, it's not going to pay off. Yeah.
Speaking of not paying off, I'm still not a believer in the Giants, especially with how good the Padres got today, and we already know about the Dodgers. I don't think the Giants are going to like make this valiant comeback and be a threat in the playoffs. They hold on to their starter Carlos Rodon. They hold on to Jock Peterson. I think they should have just gotten whatever they could have gotten for both of them.
Sure, man. They don't have young players to speak of to be. If we're looking at their organization, right? The kid who's supposed to be taking over for Buster Posey behind the plate, right? Their catcher. He's not even what they thought he was gonna be at this point. You have a washed up Evan Longoria. Brandon Crawford's on the last legs of his career at this point. They just traded Darren Ruff. Yastrzemski's not
Belt.
Yeah, they still got Brandon Belt, but Yastrzemski's not young. At the end of the day, Yastrzemski he peaked at a very at a late age, so he's 28, 29 years old. So they might get another 3-4 good seasons out of Yastrzemski. That last name means something, but at the end of the day, like I don't know, man. The Giants are they're not it. Much like the Rockies in that division, like. I don't see the Giants really going much of anywhere. I agree with you, Romeo. I think they should have traded Rodon. They should have traded Jock Peterson if they had the chance.
Because Rodon was in high demand. You could have got something.
Yeah. I was surprised they didn't move him. I thought he was definitely going to get moved somewhere, and nothing happened.
He's been solid all year.
Everybody's
could have got some solid prospects.
Cats have been, and this goes across all sports right now. Everyone's trying to fleece whatever team they're trying to do deals with. Everyone's trying to fleece someone. It's like you're not.
You could thank Rudy Gobert for that.
Oh man, yo, the Knicks walked away from that Donovan Mitchell trade, by the way. So we'll talk about that another time. But
good for them. Good for them.
Yes, exactly. Good for them. But
damn.
Yeah, man. Everyone wants to fleece somebody, and it's like you're
not
even.
Not checkers.
It's not even. Yeah, it's like it's not even comparable value at this point. You're overpricing these players. Like you wanted these high-end pieces for Rodon, and Rodon's a middle-of-the-pack starter. Yes, he's having a good season, but he's not an ace. How are you asking somebody to give up their number 1 and 3 prospect to go get Carlos Rodon?
Yeah.
He's not an ace. He's not an ace. He gets injured a lot, and he's still owed about like $23 million next season.
Did he sign a 2-year deal? Is that what the deal was?
Yeah, he signed a 2-year
but-
deal. It was like it was like over $20 million a year from what I
his
know.
last year is a player option though. I think he had like a kicker in his deal that if he reaches a certain amount of innings, his last year turns into an option.
Yes.
So he could either
Yes.
opt in for that money, or he had a good year. Somebody might throw him 3 years and up the ante for a few million.
Yes, he needs 110 innings for that player opt out, which I'm pretty sure is.
Where's he at?
Already?
I think he's at like 130 already. I think he already eclipsed it.
Okay, all right. So
he can opt in for $22.5 million.
Yeah, he'll opt in for that, and then the Giants will have to trade him at the end of the day because they're gonna need prospects.
Trade deadline.
They don't have any. The Giants.
Well, I give the Giants a D.
Yeah, they got a D. They got a D for not really doing much for themselves. So I agree.
The Minnesota Twins got the Baltimore Orioles closer Jorge Lopez. They got starter Tyler Mahle. I think I'm saying that right. I don't know. From the Reds.
For the Reds, yeah.
And they got
Molly.
and they got Michael Fulmer from the Tigers.
Did they?
They made
that?
moves. They made
What
moves.
the fuck?
I mean, they're another first round exit, but they made moves. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't fault them for trying, especially if they face the Yankees.
Did the Reds not trade Sonny Gray?
They did not.
They didn't. Oh, wow. Okay. They definitely get the F's.
Is Sonny Gray
nobody want to
independent,
trade that.
free agent?
Ain't nobody want to trade for that piece of trash.
I'll
For
tell you,
Sonny
the Yankees
Gray?
don't want to.
He's actually
Wait,
decent.
what? Wait, was Sonny Gray back on the Reds?
Yeah.
Oh, he
No,
was
Sonny
back on
Gray
the
is
Reds.
on the.
Is he on the
yeah,
Twins?
yeah.
Oh, he's on the
Twins, yeah.
Twins. Oh, I thought he was
Sonny
on the
Gray?
Reds.
Yeah.
Oh, he's on the Twins this year. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he's on winning team.
So yeah, I mean the Twins made good moves, but
Yeah,
I mean,
the Twins
I give them a solid B plus. You know.
Yeah, the Twins got another solid B plus, but they're not really doing much at the end of the day. I feel like they missed out. No, they did better than I thought during the offseason, right? But now that they've returned to like the middle of the pack in the division, it's like, okay, so now what?
Mhm.
Now what?
But now also not only that, but now they've made better moves than the rest of that in a weak ass division. So they did a lot for
that division's not supposed to be that weak, which is what part that bugs me out the most. That division shouldn't be as weak as it is. The
Yes,
White Sox,
let's transition right into that because the White Sox and the Guardians did jack shit and they both get Fs.
You know, it's funny.
Jack
Shit. We just had, he showed it right there. Bob Olsen. He's saying, oh, I know you guys gonna get rid of F. You're gonna get the White Sox an F.
They didn't do jack shit. That is a solid F.
Yeah.
Jack shit.
They
The
didn't even
Twins.
fucking fire
The Twins
Tony
are
La
out here
Russa.
trying. That's why the Twins get a solid grade, B plus. And you know what? They're probably going to win the division because the White Sox and Guardians did jack shit.
it's
I
crazy.
mean, honestly, I really didn't expect the Guards to do nothing because they're cheap. They're a cheap ass team.
The White Sox, though, what are we doing over there in Chicago?
Bro,
Blow it up.
but-
Blow it
but
up.
look at the AL Central right now.
see.
Look at
Is
this.
our
Look-
White Sox
look at
friend?
Look
They
at
deserve
the
it.
AL Central right now. Three games between the top three teams. That's all
Exactly,
that
yeah.
divides.
Yeah,
It's having a lot
I
of
was seeing
faith in
that earlier.
yourself.
Yeah,
Stand pat.
That's crazy, man.
Jake. Yeah.
The AL Central new name for the division should be Dumpster Fire. Says
Oh
Armand.
shit.
I mean, it's tough, man, because that division should have been, like I said, it should have been better than what it is than what it's playing now. Cleveland's playing above Brow, which is good for Cleveland. The White Sox not making any moves. Am I surprised necessarily? No, but like
They could have done something. They would have made one or two big moves. Boom, they're back on the hunt for the division.
they need pitching, man. They need pitching.
Exactly.
They need pitching.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Two final teams really quickly I want to talk about and we can wrap this up. All right, the AL East, the Blue Jays and the Rays. The Rays added David Peralta from the Arizona. And the Blue Jays got reliever Zach Pop from the Marlins and Whit Merrifield from the Royals.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, Merrifield's a nice pickup, but the Blue Jays and Rays is like it's very it's gotten mediocre, more mediocre than I ever thought going into the season in the AL East. As far as the Blue Jays, the Rays, and the Red Sox go, the Orioles are on their level now. It's like the Yankees, like there's no threat to the Yankees right here in the division.
No, the Yankees are running away with it. As long as they continue to win and play solid baseball, the Yankees should win out.
Yeah.
We spoke about Baltimore earlier. Baltimore, not for nothing. If Baltimore finishes the season strong, they can end up second in the AL East, which is a win for them as an organization and as a team.
I think anything but last is a win.
Yeah.
And not only that, but then they traded their closer, who was actually having a really great season. So
All-star, right?
You a lot.
It was an all-star.
Yeah.
Couple prospects, it's not too bad.
Yeah, so they did that, but I really thought the Blue Jays were gonna win that division, and just it hasn't happened. They haven't really caught on fire that what everyone expected them to be.
They don't got starting pitching.
They don't. No, they don't have starting pitching. They have one starter? Yeah, outside
of Alek Manoah.
Right.
Gausman's been all right.
Yeah.
He's been all right, but he's not what they
paid for.
What they paid for, which I expected that. I expect that to happen.
Ryu's hurt.
Yeah, he's always hurt.
Yeah, he's always hurt. I forgot about him. He's always hurt.
Who?
Ryu.
Ryu. Yeah.
Oh, you know who's also always hurt? Their top pitching prospect, Aaron Pearson. That son of a bitch has run away with Toronto money, and he's barely pitched.
Sheesh.
Yep.
Oh man, I tell you, I don't know, man. And who else were we looking at here? Tampa Bay. Tampa's Tampa, man. Tampa's Tampa. I can never really say anything bad about them because they're always going to be in the fight. They're going to beat the Yankees when they play the Yankees. That's just what happens. And they make the playoffs somehow, But because they have this structure of how they roll out their pitching, it just doesn't work for playoff baseball. It doesn't work for that, and it's just not going to go. They're not going to go far. Hopefully their prospects work out, but at this point,
it's because in the playoffs, what they do too is that they don't trust their players. They fall too much on the analytic, things that they do, that they just don't have faith in their players when it comes down to it. Like we saw with Blake Snell, the guy was dealing, and they took him out because, oh no, third time around the rotation, we had to take you out. Based off of that, instead of just having the guy leave him out there, he was dealing. They could have won that game. They probably would have won that game if they would have left him out. Those are the little things that the Rays do that ends up hurting them, and that's why they haven't gotten there yet. That's why they haven't won a championship when they should have already.
It's a tough deal.
I think we've gotten through most of the team. We could touch really quickly on the Marlins.
Why?
They were shopping their pitcher Pablo Lopez at the final last minutes. I think the Yankees were interested, and I was like, "Wow, are really gonna do that?" I mean, because you can hold on to him, Alcantara. I think they got another stud in the minors coming up next year who'll probably be ready. It's like I don't know.
They got Sixto
Lopez.
They got Sixto Sanchez if he ever gets his shit together.
Right. So,
didn't they have that other Rogers kid who did well last season for them, but kind of slipped off this year?
Oh, he stunk this year. He is
Trevor Rogers, I think his name's. Yeah,
he is bad. I bet against him every single time he pitches. All right. So it sounds like from us, like the majority, the main winners of the trade deadline, Padres, obviously, the Yankees, the Astros, the Mariners, and I guess the Phillies in a sense. They tried.
They tried it.
So, and major failures were the White Sox, the Guardians, the Red Sox, And the Cubs.
Reds.
No, it's crazy that the Red Sox are failures, right? But they don't want that compared to them. They actually made moves. It's just they made a lot of bad moves. So it's like that's bad. That's worse. That's probably worse than not moving like players that needed to be moved.
So I know some of you guys, when we did our playoff predictions, kind of had the Giants making the playoffs. Do you want to change your mind now and say the Padres now?
Absolutely.
Padres easily. Giants, the Giants,
the Giants are my list too. Yeah, I'll go with the Padres.
Yeah, but so it's more important for the Mets now to win their division.
Because, for sure. Yeah,
without question.
Yeah, we have to win the division.
The Padres are going to have to go to the Dodgers then. They go wild card. So it's going to be really, really interesting going down this final stretch the next 2 months before the playoffs start in October. I can't wait. It is going to be hectic here on this channel. We're going to be doing playoff watch-alongs. We're going to try to take Tuesdays and Thursdays off on the True Hill Heat wrestling channel so we can watch some playoff games because the Yankees and Mets are going to be going through some shit in October. Oh, yeah, baby. It is going to be on.
Hopefully. Don't jinx it, man.
Come on. The Mets will at least make the playoffs. If you don't get the division, you're going to make the playoffs.
I hope so.
Chris already nervous.
Oh, I'm just gonna stay humble. Let's go Yankees.
Oh, so come on. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't put that voodoo on me.
The Mets got the Braves this weekend, right?
Yeah,
5 games.
That's gonna be huge. That's
a big series.
Folks, let me know.
Let's go Mets. Let's go Mets.
Oh shit! Let me let you guys know. What the hell is going on? Jesus!
Look at that.
We got a malfunction.
All right. Thursday night, we will be right back here around the same time as we started, 10 p.m. Eastern. We are going to be talking AFC North preview. We're going to preview that division. Steelers, Bengals, Ravens, Browns. We're going to try to have fans from all 4 teams. So it should be a nice, friendly discussion.
Good luck.
Just like we had last week with the NFC South. That was a lot of fun. Join us back here. And then on Saturday, we're going to try to do a UFC Fight Night watch along at 10 p.m. Eastern. Join us for that as well. Chris G.
Is there a UFC fight every weekend?
Absolutely. Most times.
Jeez,
every now and then they'll take a week off. But yeah.
Oh, man.
Chris,
it's been doing pretty well too. It's been doing pretty well too.
Word.
I'm in love. I love that sport. I fell in love with that sport when the pandemic hit. We're the only thing going on.
True.
That in wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still got the graps. The graps is more for me. Take a back seat to the graps.
That's all right, man. We're trying to do boxing watch-alongs too, whenever you have the time.
Hey, man, when we get these big fights going in boxing, holler at me.
Oh,
until then,
sure.
Until then,
we got a couple months. We'll figure something out.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah, unfortunately, the biggest fight, got canceled this weekend. Unfortunately,
poor Jake Paul. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me a fucking break with the Jake.
I was waiting for that.
I was fishing for that reaction. Josh.
Holy shit.
Yo, that was great. That was way better than I expected. Holy shit.
Chris, look, I give the kid all the credit in the world for what he's trying to do. Yo, you know what it was? Supposedly, according to what I was reading in an article, I think it was an ESPN article, if he would have beat Rahman, he would have been in the WBC. He would have been ranked.
No way. If he would have beat Rockman,
if he would have beat Rahman, he would have been ranked in the WBC. I was like, what? No way.
That's wild.
That's wild to me, man. That's wild. Big ups to his brother and his job over at fucking SummerSlam. That was dope. I give it to the kid for that. But like talking about the dude being ranked after beating Rahman, and Rahman hasn't even. Nah, man. Nah, bro. No way. No way. Oh
Chris G, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at True Hill Chris G. You can find me over at the True Hill Heat Wrestling channel, Tuesdays, Thursdays, watch-alongs. And then you can catch me here. Baseball, football, basketball, we do it all. UFC watch-alongs, and eventually boxing watch-alongs.
Yeah, man. J News.
Folks, y'all can catch me on the Instagrams, mostly on the Patreon, True Heel Heat Patreon, doing all the New Japan Pro Wrestling reviews. I have to watch Night 10 tonight for the G1. 7, 8, and 9. I did the review the other day. I'm doing Night 10. I should be watching Night 10 tonight. Probably do the review tomorrow. So just keep everybody all caught up with what's going on in the G1. But that's where y'all can catch me.
Yes, he's doing the Lord's work. Josh, where can I find you?
You can find me JM Punk.
No, I'm just saying that's
Instagram.
a lot of wrestling to watch.
No, it is. Yeah, Night 10. Oof. I'm ready. Dang.
Big ups to my man John Martin. He knows what's going on. Big ups to my man John Martin. Sonata looking great right now.
Damn Sonata. That damn Sonata.
So you can find me JM Punk 321, Twitter and Instagram. Every Mondays on the True Heat Wrestling channel. Rated Raw Superstars. Every Wednesday, Elite Heat. And every weekend on the Twitch channel doing Rampage Wrap Up.
Cool. You can follow me, True Hill Romeo, Twitter and Instagram. And I already told you what we got going on Sports Channel this week. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Please like this video, share this video, comment, fans. For J News, for Chris G, for Josh, I am Romeo. Thank you so much for joining us. True Hill Heat Sports number 10. MLB Trade Deadline recap. We'll see you Thursday.
We didn't fact